Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a tool showcase of the Harvester. The Harvester is a OSINT tool that uses public information to gather more information about a domain. It gathers names, email addresses, IP addresses, subdomains, and interesting URLs. It's a passive tool, so it doesn't actually interact with the host. We can list the options by doing the Harvester, and make sure you use a capital H and then -H. And you can see there's a bunch of, not really a bunch, but there is a couple of options you can use. There's this -D domain. This is a required argument. This is going to specify who you want to scan. So right now, we're just going to do a generic scan. I'm just going to use the -D option with the -B. So all this is doing is asking you, hey, what do you want to search using? So in this case, I'm going to be using DuckDuckGo. So I'm going to do the Harvester, and then I'm going to do -D for domain, and then I'm going to do LinkedIn.com, and then I'm going to do -B for source, and I'm going to say DuckDuckGo. So it got us some host names right. So we keep scrolling up. It says 91 hosts found. Nice. So let's see if we can find any more, right? So let's list all the options again. This time we're going to add the option -N. So this is going to look up the DNS server of LinkedIn.com, and it's just going to keep enumerating and finding more information from there. So let's just add the -N option. So you can see immediately a lot more information is being found. So it got us, all the information it can find, right? So this is a lot of data, right? I mean, we're not going to be going through this one by one, right? We have tools, we have all sorts of fancy stuff to process this. So let's output this into a file. So I'm going to do -H again. And if we go back, we can do -F for file name, and this will store the results in an XML and JSON file. So all you want to do is the file name. So if I just say data, it's going to save it in data.json and data.xml. I'm just going to call it LinkedIn though. LinkedIn. All right, so let's check out these files. I'm just going to get a word count real quick. JSON. Oh, it's all in one line. But if we just cat it real quick, LinkedIn.json. Yeah, so you can see it's a big old fat list here, right? And we could import this in whatever tools we have, and we could process this from there, right? Nice. So let's go back to the options, right? Let's keep going. The -R option checks for any DNS takeovers that might occur. So if any DNS servers were compromised, this is a way you could check. You have this brute force, so this is going to brute force the subdomains for whatever domain you're searching. There's a couple other ways to search here. So you have this Shodan option, and Shodan, along with a bunch of other modules down here, require API keys. So if you wanna put API keys and set that up, you want to do locate. You want to do API keys.yaml, and you want to use this etc one in here. And if you make changes to this, this is how you add API keys. So if you have an API key for bvigil, you add it right here. For Bing, you add it right here, right? And there's, like I said, there is a bunch of them. And then for proxies, you can do the same thing. Locate proxies.yaml. And this is where you would add your proxies. So if we do vim, you would replace this IP with the IP, and then obviously the port with the port. You don't have to have quotes or anything, which is kind of nice. So if we open up the Harvester again, to go back on the Shodan, since I kind of skipped over it for a little bit, Shodan is kind of like it's like a big database of the internet. And Shodan does port scans, it does a little bit of service enumeration, and it just gives you a lot of useful data. So one of the things we can do is use the -B all command to essentially use all of these modules down here all at once. And I'm going to save this in a file called all. All right, so there we go. So let's check out the files. If we just cat out, let's see if word count works this time. Let's try the XML file. Nope. We can see how much content is in it though. So let's cat this out. And you can see there's just a bunch of domains. If we actually scroll up, there is just so much data in here. It will just keep going and keep going. And obviously this is what we want, right? And we could import these, you know, if you have custom tools, you can, you know, start doing enumeration on this. I hope you guys learned something.